So we just want to dive straight into it. And I'm really delighted to have our first speaker on with me here today. It is Dimitri Pattyn, Deputy Director General at the ECB. And Dimitri, I want to bring you on and welcome to today's session.
Yes, good morning and welcome. Do you hear me well, Eileen?
I hear you perfectly,
okay.
perfectly.
Good. So good morning and welcome. In our last focus session about 2 weeks ago, we covered a wide range of topics related to the development of the target services. Today, we want to be more specific and we want to discuss with you the case of the non-time critical payments, or NTC. Non-time critical payments are those payments for which speed matters without strictly requiring that the settlement is immediate. And those payments can be processed with a less stringent time frame than the one that is applicable for instant payments. And today we will, of course, deliver a number of concrete use cases to you. We believe, by the way, that using the rails for instant payment to accelerate the execution of these payments is useful. There is a high interest, I didn't hint to that, there is a high interest for this event. I was told by the backstage team that there is more than 400 people registered to the event. There is more via the live stream. We have more than 250 institutions around and representing 34, if I took well note, 34 different countries. And we have a tradition of being very active in those focus sessions. And we hope it will be the same today. We like when you ask questions and we always have the people on board to try to answer most of those questions. And Eileen just explained to you how you can raise those questions. Now, before entering into the substance, I would like to share with you a bit of background. TIPS, as a platform for instant payments, was launched in 2018. It is now settling between 7 and 8 million transactions per day. Obviously, not all in euro. TIPS supports multiple currencies by design. We are now settling 3 different currencies, obviously the euro, but also the Swedish krona, and since Easter this year, the Danish krona as well. We are obviously very happy to see that happening, and other currencies have already announced their intention or confirmed their intention to also join TIPS. Beyond the multi-currency capability of TIPS, we are also developing cross-currency service in TIPS for the currencies that are present on TIPS. And we are also investigating the potential interlinking with other fast payment systems. I will not develop this today because we already, well, first, it's not the purpose, but we already had a focus session in December last year to explain the roadmap for cross-currency capability in TIPS and the cross-platform interlinking. As you know, there will be very soon the instant payment regulation. It's coming very quickly. It will introduce several changes to enhance the efficiency, the accessibility, but also the competition within the instant payment ecosystem. Concretely, the IPR will introduce items such as the verification of payee. The purpose is here to reduce the risk of fraud. It will introduce equal pricing between SCT and SCT Inst. That is aimed at fostering the adoption of instant payments. And it will also include non-bank PSPs. And from October onwards, non-bank PSPs will be allowed to become participant in TIPS. And this should in principle increase competition. And this, what I just explained as a background, highlights that instant payments are growing in maturity and has more chances than ever to become the new norm. But now that these rails for instant payments are well established, we believe that it's useful to expand that to other use cases. And today we will cover the case, as I said at the beginning, the case of, we call them near instant payments or non-time critical payments. And the benefits of those non-time critical payments are multiple. One, you have the optimization of liquidity management. You have also an enhanced cost efficiency, and NTCs also support business-specific needs where transactions benefit from optimized processing without necessarily requiring immediate execution. This is, for instance, the case for bulk payments. NTCs also bring their own challenges because these new instruments using the instant rails must be implemented without slowing down the regular instant payments. And I'm sure the colleagues will explain that in great detail during the session today. Let me spend maybe a few words now on the casting for the session today. Today we start with Fabrizio Dinacci. Fabrizio is the team lead for TIPS in our team at the ECB, and he will present some use cases that make NTCs on instant payment rails relevant. Then we will have, and this is a bit unusual, we will have a panel session. We will learn from practitioners more about the benefits of NTCs and what those non-time critical payments can deliver to PSPs, and especially on the combination of the availability of SCT Inst and the certainty that SCT is offering. So the panel will be moderated by Karen Birkel. Karen is head of division at the ECB, amongst others in charge of the development of TIPS. And in the panel, we will have Martijn de Ruiter. Martijn is head of SEPA products and payments fraud prevention at Rabobank. We have Michael Knetsch, who is acting as a tribe lead for instant payments at Deutsche Bank. And we will have Carl Bengtsson, sorry for the pronunciation, who is acting as a business developer at SEP Treasury. And finally, we will hear from Andrea Di Martina. Andrea works at the Banca Italia, and he is actually the mastermind for TIPS in terms of design. And he will share with us some insights on the technical implementation for non-time critical. And with this, I close my opening remarks. I will come back at the end of the session for some closing words. Now, I wish you a fruitful and interactive session. And again, do not hesitate to raise questions. We are there for that. That's really the value from our perspective. And now back to you, Ellen, for a fruitful session.
Thank you, Dimitri. Very delighted to have you on again today, and I'm pleased that you'll be staying with us.